I believe that most of us coast along using about 60-70% of our potential. But these children, they had to try very much harder than the normal person at everything that they do. It has become a way of life with them, and I think they will continue to do that because it is what they do with it matters.
What the world's lacking at the moment is this true spirit of the people, and we've got it.
They're all queuing up, the crowd are on their feet, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. Dave Lewis now taking the lead. Woods tried to come on the outside, but Dave Lewis done it again. We have been graced by greatness tonight.
The Paralympic movement's about fighting, and it's about fighting for what's right.
We train just like Olympians. There's no difference.
To swim at this level, train as hard as my teammates, reach that extra level, that extra tier of making the Paralympics.
People put limitations on disabled people, categorize that, but I think the Paralympics shows what they're capable of.
They are the men who fought and won your war. You must make certain that they win their fight for equality and opportunity.
Dr. Ludwig Guttmann. Today, he's Sir Ludwig Guttmann, a Jew whose father died in a concentration camp, whose sister died in a gas chamber. He's the doctor who has forced paralyzed people to walk, laugh, argue, earn wages, run up debts.
They were brought back from the front in open-top coffins. The medical fraternity said, well, they're no good anymore. They can't go back and fight. So what's the point? And so they were pumped up with morphine and then allowed to die from infection within 3-4 months.
90-odd% of people with spinal cord injury died before Guttmann got involved.
And nothing can produce more activity of minds apart from work, but sport.
He turned that statistic absolutely on its head by his clinical methods and by his motivation of people to actually reignite their human spirit.
When I saw how sport is accepted by the paralyzed, it was logical to start a sports movement.
An international games meeting with a big difference was held at Stoke Mandeville. All the competitors, drawn from 20 countries, are paralyzed.
Visitors to the Vatican, where paralyzed people who had competed over there in what they called the Paralympic Games.
The moment we have been waiting for here in Tokyo.
Has now bridged every ocean, proving that they belong to the entire world.
We'd had events where it was just an open field, 1,000 people, and Arnhem, 2,000 people, and suddenly all the panoply that goes with an Olympics was there for the first time. The one time I cried was walking into the stadium. It was 80,000 seats, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And we walked out into this massive noise. The athletes, you could actually feel them getting bigger.
Barcelona changed everything. They reckon there was about 2 million spectators came. On the second night of wheelchair basketball in Badalona, 17,000 turned up and it could only hold 12.5, and they were sent home to watch it on TV. It transformed the whole of the games. When I saw that, I said, hey, we're on a roll. Then Sydney, absolutely amazing.
They brought 500,000 kids to the games. The legacy that Australia's given, forever in the future, when that kid's a CEO or teacher, there's 500,000 kids out there who go, I saw somebody jump 2 meters with one leg.
don't think anything really changed the Paralympics if like London 2012 did. That was the first time really where it was properly viewed on the same level. Because of 2012, we're now getting lots and lots and lots more athletes coming into it. Just that crowd, and the crowd were incredible. I don't think one athlete would have even dreamt that that was possible. But London 2012 was a massive step. Whether or not Rio was a slight step or if even a step behind.
Good evening, this is The World Tonight with Rithala Shah. As many as 50 countries may have to cancel their plans to compete at the Paralympics because millions of pounds worth of travel grants haven't been paid.
Rio nearly killed me. Honest, it did.
There's been a week of intense crisis talk behind the scenes here.
As it was really it's like watching a movie and believing that's not happening, no? What are they talking about?
We've said publicly that the success of Rio for the movement was more important than the success of London.
Then, of course, we reacted, and then the rest of history, and the games were very successful.
Paralympic sport gets harder every year. It's gonna become way more competitive in every event.
These next 2 years are gonna be the most important leading up to Tokyo. To get faster, to get stronger, to be able to make it to the next level.
Most of us don't work as hard as we can. We might think we do, but we're not, until you see someone like Ahalia and see how hard she works.
Paralympics is just starting another journey, and it's like a new book now. And then probably in 20 years it'll be something even that we can't even imagine.
Disability used to be regarded as a sign of a curse by God. It was shameful and to be hidden away. This is still the attitude in many countries. But I'm glad to say that the great success of the Paralympics has shown that disabled athletes are just like any other athletes and should lead to disabled people being accepted as full members of society. I believe science should do everything possible to prevent or cure disability. Never give up.
If you could change how people limit themselves, don't limit themselves, and the Paralympics could be responsible for that change, and they could change the world.